Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and happy Friday. Welcome back to FAQ Friday, and this is a series where I am tackling your most frequently asked questions. So today's question is, what is the best programming language? So what is the best programming language is a question that I often get from people who want to learn how to code but haven't necessarily started yet, or they're trying to figure out what route they should go down once they do start coding. And this question can garnish so many different responses depending on who you ask. I know that there are going to be some people who have a specific language or stack in mind as soon as they're asked this question. So I think that there's two kinds of people in the world. I think that there's people who have the exact programming language or exact stack in mind when they're asked this question. And then I think that there's people like me who will say, it depends. There are so many programming languages out there, and every single programming language and stack has its own set of strengths and weaknesses and use cases. But trying to figure out what is the one overall best programming language is kind of tricky. I genuinely do believe that the best programming language for you is going to be the programming language that helps you best solve whatever problem you are trying to solve. Now, before everybody gets their pitchforks and runs to the comments to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, let's just take a really quick moment to just think about it. If you as a new developer come to me and you would like to know what the best programming language is out there because you want to learn how to start coding, and I, without any prior knowledge of what you're actually trying to code for or where your code is going to be sitting, just give you a random language that I think is good based off of, like articles on the internet or whatever, and you start using that programming language and you figure out it actually isn't even helping you solve your problems, I did you a disservice, and I possibly, more than likely, provided you with some bad advice. What I should have said is, oh, what are you trying to achieve? And then I can give you a better recommendation for a programming language to start out with. For instance, if you desire to be a front-end web developer, we mostly know that the holy trinity of front-end web development is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But if I just tell you, hey, Python is the best language out there, and you really just wanted to do front-end web development, you're going to spend a few months learning Python only to realize it might have done you better to learn JavaScript instead. Now, this is not a comparison of JavaScript versus Python. This is a comparison of what technology or what language is best suited for the job that you're trying to accomplish. I think we can find these situations all over, to be honest. I know some people say that PHP is old and antiquated, but there are still tons of WordPress sites out there that use and rely on PHP. If you have no desire to be a front-end developer and you want to look at something like back-end, sure, maybe I would recommend something like Python because it is very easy to learn. It has a very wide range of libraries and extensions that you can use. Maybe I would recommend something like Java. It all really depends, and it's all situational. So instead of saying, what's the best programming language, let's turn this question into something that might garnish you better results. So instead of what's the best programming language, we can turn it into what's the best programming language to complete X job function. And I promise your Google results will be a lot better suited for what you're actually trying to accomplish as well. So with me saying, oh, it's going to be whatever programming language best helps you suit your needs, let's talk about some of the different specialties and some languages that you might want to explore if you're interested in these specialties. So, like I said a few seconds ago, front-end web development, very popular. The holy trinity is usually HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Big shocker there. If you are interested in back-end web development, you don't want to really touch the front end, you don't really vibe with that, you might want to look at something like Python or Java or JavaScript also. If you're interested in mobile development, you might want to use Java if you're going to be using something like Android Studio. If you're interested in iOS development, Swift might be a good option for you, or Kotlin. If game development is what you are trying to accomplish, you might want to take a look into C#, C++, and Python. If cloud development is your jam and that's where you're trying to go, there are tons of options there as well. There is Python, Ruby, Java, .NET, and Golang as well. So what you might notice is that many of these specialties have languages that overlap. Many languages are good for multiple disciplines, and it's really just about finding the one that is going to be best suited for whatever your needs are. So I hope that the takeaway from this video is, if somebody on the internet is telling you that there is one language that is way better than all of them, I would say take it with a grain of salt. That language may be great, but if it's not going to help you with what you're trying to achieve, does that matter that it's great? I say no, but of course everyone has a different opinion, so do with this information what you will. And as always, if you have a question that you would like me to answer, I have a form in the description box below where you can go ahead and ask your question, and I will make a video just like this one. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I can't wait to see you all in my next video.